Hey Junction, we missed y'all greatly and wish we could meet in person tonight, but sadly that's just not possible. I don't know how each of you are responding to all the unprecedented events that we keep walking through, but I do know for me over the last few days as I've seen our access to power and access to heat as that's all been reduced and we've been forced to live in this unknown situation, it really created some extra stress and anxiety in my life. And as I was reflecting about this unknown stuff and waiting for the power to come back on, I thought about a time when I lived in Chile. See, when you live abroad, you realize that things they just work differently. For example, in Chile, they don't follow time changes like the rest of the world. They do have them, but they announce them in the paper. So while your phone may tell you that the rest of the world has changed and following a new time, Chile's following their own time. So in addition to this, they don't always send utility bills, which results in your power or your cable or your water getting turned off. So that kind of helps set the scene for y'all. It was Sunday morning and I was running late because Chile announced their time changed, and in my limited Espanol skills, I missed it. So I was an hour behind and I had a role to play at church that morning. And not only that, my power and my hot water had just been turned off because I didn't pay the bill that I never received. So I was rushing around in the dark trying to get to church in time to do my job. And as I got into my car, I was frustrated, I was anxious, stressed, and I was wondering why all this was happening. I wasn't calm, to say the least. And as I emerged from the underground parking lot of my apartment building, I had to wait for the security gate to be opened. It was broken, so one of the security guards, when they would see your car approach, he slowly got up from his chair, he walked slowly over to the gate, unlocked it, and slowly opened it. Never had I seen a person move so slowly. And as I was sitting there, just fuming with frustration and worry, I noticed something. I noticed little birds eating pieces of bread and cracker that the security guard had been tossing out to feed them. Then I had this defining moment where God brought to my mind Matthew 6, verses 25 through 33. A very popular chunk of text here. Part of it says, don't worry about your life. Look at the birds of the sky. They don't sow, they don't reap, they don't gather into barns, and yet your heavenly Father, He feeds them. Aren't you more valuable than they are? It was as if time basically stood still, and I realized that God was being faithful to His word. He was caring for those birds, and His provision was through this ordinary security man. These birds weren't abandoned, they weren't forgotten. God was providing through an unexpected person in an unexpected way. And if He provided for those birds, certainly He understood me, and He understood my circumstances, and He was sufficient for me in the challenges I was facing. Perhaps He too wanted to work through other people to help me with the challenges I was facing. And that's exactly what He did. When I finally shared my struggle with a few others at church, they gave me their Spanish-speaking skills, and they gave me their knowledge about how to get my power and cable and hot water turned back on. They gave of their time to help me. So here we are, walking through this another unprecedented situation. These events, they catch us off guard, they make us anxious, they raise our stress levels, and they exhaust us. Yet He is aware of us. He hasn't forgotten us. And just as He may want to actually use you to step into somebody else's life to assist. Maybe it's through giving a person a place to stay until their power is back on. Or maybe it's simply listening to another person's hurt with intentionality and a willingness to pray for them and remind them of their value. Or maybe we need to actually open up about the needs we are facing and allow God to work in and through others in unexpected ways in our lives. So tonight, I know we're not meeting together. What I want us to do, I just want to encourage you to spend some time, just a few minutes, reading through Matthew chapter 6, verses 25 through 33. And then I want you to realize too, it starts with a therefore or for this reason, meaning it's not a standalone text because Jesus is talking this entire time about our purpose in life. And it's to image God, to pursue His kingdom, to make His name known instead of living in step with the rest of the world around us, hoping to find our identity, value, and worth, and wealth, or power, status, and more. And that's why in 6:33, he talks about this. He says, but above all, pursue His kingdom and His righteousness. So as you read it, I want to challenge you to reflect on 4 questions, 4 things. And here they are. The first one is, man, just reflect on what worries are you carrying around right now? Number 2, are you carrying those worries alone, or have you allowed others to come alongside of you? And if you are going alone, why? For me, it's pride. I don't want others to see me as less than awesome. Number 3, I want you to reach out. If that's a place, I want you to reach out and talk with others. They might not have the solution for your problem, but perhaps they might. And at the very least, what they can do is remind you of your value and pray for you, something we all need. And 4, who is one person that you can check in with to see how they're doing and pray for them? So, okay, Junction, we've missed meeting together tonight because, after all, it's really good when God's people gather together. And if there's a way that we can be praying specifically for you and anything that you're facing, if you have needs that we might be able to assist with, please email us at junction@grace-bible.org. That's junction@grace-bible.org. There's absolutely no reason why you should be walking through whatever you're walking through alone. Because Junction is filled with men and women who love God and love you and count it an honor and a privilege to walk alongside of you as we all look to live in step with Jesus. Y'all stay safe, and we'll see you very, very soon.